How we all doing, everyone? James, Richard, how are we? Just getting set up, so you'll have to bear with me. Don't very often go live, but we're having a little smooth hound hunt. It's easterly winds, so it'd be a pretty crappy out on the boat. But we've got a load of peeler crab left over. Mark, how we doing? We've got a load of peeler crab left over from the other day. So you probably can't see me at the moment because of the sun. Yeah, I've got some peeler crab left over, so we're going to see if we can find a few hounds. Dave F, how's it going? Alan, how's it going, mate? Give me a minute, lads, or and ladesses. Let me just get set up. See what we have got as well. We got some fresh mackerel. Found some mackerel in the Solent yesterday. So, what rods you got, Dave? Tell you what, these are new. I picked these up. They're an absolute bargain. Second hand in my local tackle shop. They're Atronics Pro Gorillas. Surf MX, 13 foot, 4 to 7 ounce. And you know what, I picked them up in the shop and I thought they looked cheap and nasty, but they were 50 quid each. And I put them together in the shop and I thought, that's got a bit of poke to it actually. I could probably wind it up with a pendulum. So I picked them up and I used them a little while ago on the beach fishing Southbourne, and I'm well happy with them. They're a good rod. Hey Dave, nice to see you do beach session. I do, Berkey, I used to do lots of beach fishing. Lots and lots. Dave Schofield, and it's nice to get back on the beach every now and then. So let's get set up anyway, then we can have a chat. puppy. These are the baits we're going to be using. Peeler crab. Lovely peeler crabs. The lads at Fish On Bait and Tackle in Portsmouth, they're whatever you need, they've got it every time. Oh, I've got a super chat. Oh, we've got 2 super chats. No way. Alan Harworth, thank you very much, Alan. That is an amazing donation, and it'll go towards the next video. Thank you very much. And the second one, Pennington Tackle and Bait. Awesome. Cheers, lads. That's nice. That's nice. You don't get a guitar, you don't get a song though, lads. Hopefully I can just catch you some fish and dedicate it to you boys. You're, that's really nice. Evening. Jason Brown, how you doing, mate? What a beautiful way to start the live. Very generous. Let me get these baits out and we'll have a chat. I'll try and block the sun with the, you can't see them rod tips, you're gonna have to see them. Snacky Jan, how you doing? How are you all? Something's playing with that first bait. Can you see them rod tips, all right? DJ, how's it going, mate, all right? You just don't get a proper clicker like that on fixed ball. So, oh man, Dave, and then reel scream off. As it happens, one of my ratchets has gone tits up on the closest one to us. But you'll still see it steam out, steam over when you got a hound on. All good, Dave. How's you? I'm good, man. Can you see them rods okay? Yes, mate, see the rods. Cheers, Richard. Can see them okay. Good. You'll see them when they steam over then. Let's not get too confident, eh? It's early. It's early in the season. You know what I have done though? I've left me backy up in the van. Never mind. Go grab it in a minute. Weird seeing you on the beach, Dave. I know. It's we've got quite a horrible easterly. I've managed to tuck you in underneath this shelter. I would have got out on the boat. I went out yesterday. You'll see a video on the weekend. I'm gonna do a turbot catch and cook. You'll see tomorrow night. But on Saturday or Sunday or whatever day he's gonna suit, I went out fishing yesterday and we had a blinding session on the bream. I nipped down looking for gilt heads, but I won't indulge too much information. You'll have to wait and see how it is. All right, Dave, how you doing, mate? Stephen Foster, how are you, geese? All right? We had it all day on the Mersey. It's beautiful sunshine, just a horrible easterly wind. And a busy old beach. When I used to do a lot of beach fishing, I used to try and dodge the popular beaches, dog walkers and people riding their bikes around. I don't really like it. I prefer to be sat on my own with no one. You fishing the South Sea Marina Bream Comp Sunday? No, Dave. I've been taught I'm not a royalist at all whatsoever. But somehow my girlfriend works in a pub called the King Charles, and there's some people coming down from ITV to see the coronation at the pub. So I've been convinced to go down there on Saturday. So I'll be out of action all weekend. Unfortunately, there'll be no fishing for me. Once I've had a few jars, that's my day written off the next day, unfortunately. I don't know when to stop. Don't know how you're doing, all right? If you catch that dog, does it count as a dogfish catch? Well, I imagine so. I've caught a few dogs down here before. Thing is, people let them off the lead. There's signs all the way along this beach saying dogs on a lead at all times. But people let them off the lead and they come running straight over. And if they don't piss on your rod stand, they're straight in the cool box for your bait. Well, that sun is absolutely blinding. We need it to dip down a little bit. I think we've got a 10:30 high tide tonight. I'm imagining that we'll start finding some fish by about 8 o'clock. Once that tide's pushed in. We have got some fresh mackerel that I caught yesterday afternoon. So once it starts getting dark, we'll stick a big mackerel in just at the end of this groin. There's been some big bass caught on this mark over the last few years. Dogs, welcome to Gosport. Yeah, well, that's it, yeah. Yeah, you get dogs walking dogs. $22.47 is high. Oh, that's the tide tonight, Jason. We might get to high tide. We'll see how we get on. I've got 50% battery in my charger. So might not last too long. It kills it on the when you're streaming, but we'll get a good few hours at least. There's a few other people starting to set up. Yeah, we've got mackerel running through the Solent already. I got into a big shoal with him yesterday afternoon. I was surprised. I thought it was going to be bass. So I stuck a big lure on, set of feathers. And to my amaze, I started catching some decent sized mackerel. I mean, that sort of size mackerel. They're huge. I'll stop sitting on my cool box now because I've just buggered the lid up. Fat bastard. It'll pop out back eventually. Bloody tackle box sat right next to me. Mackerel early this year, Dave. Everything is early this year, mate. Everything. There's big stingers coming out. There's bream showing already. We've got mackerel showing. The shoals of bass. Shoals of bass don't normally start coming through the Solent until sort of mid-June. But it's the hounds that, I mean, there's been a few caught. What are we in now? We're in May. This time, a couple of years ago, we were smashing them out end of April, beginning of May. Big double figure hounds on this mark. But I haven't really heard many numbers coming out, actually. I know there's been the odd one coming out. Better than last year. Everything was late. Yeah, I know. I've got a funny feeling it's going to be a good summer. We're going to have a good season this year. But now their mackerel are rolling in. Still got a pencil bee on me. Now their mackerel are rolling in. Then that indicates I need to get out on the shark grounds. So the next few weeks we'll be drifting for a few big porgies. I don't think the freshers will be around yet, but the poor beagles will. Got some exciting stuff coming up for the channel, actually. Good luck, Dave. What's that? Scorpion. Cheers, mate. Apart from the weather, I know Pennington, it needs to sort itself out. I was in shorts and t-shirt this time last year. I've got 2 hoodies on now, a pair of jeans, and I'm still a little bit cold. We were in 25 degrees by this time last year, which is strange, considering that all the fish are turning up early. We did have a mild winter, so that water temperature is going to be a little bit warmer than normal. But yeah, it's odd that we've got all of these early summer fish coming in, and we haven't got good weather. Sound good, Dave. I'm coming down end of this month. Fish with Will. Mark, that'll be good. That'll be a good live for you, mate. I hope you're well. Make mine a double. I'm very well, thank you, mate. I hope you're okay. Got a funny feeling them rod's going to swim off any minute. I can't take my eyes off them. Good thing is, there's a lot of bass get caught down there. So, and thornback rays. So with peeler crab, you've got a good chance of picking both of them up. I had a cracking bass yesterday on the peeler crab. You'll see in the next week's video. Right. My van is about a 1 minute run away. You lot are going to have to keep an eye on them rods with eagle eyes while I leg it up to the van and grab something I forgot. I'll loosen the drags right off. Mark Wyman, I'm counting on you to keep an eye on these rods. And you, mate, mine a double. Keep an eye on them closely. Have you got this? Right, I'll be 1 minute. What did I miss? $30 left. With my eyes like Mark, what rods went off then? At Christmas, Dave said he was giving up smoking this year. He lies. I do, mate. Yeah, let's not get into it. I'm a bit crap. I've cut down quite a bit. Ish. No, I haven't. Talking shit. What I have done is I've gone onto the rollies because I can't be bothered to make them too often. So I'm smoking less. Well, that's the way I think of it anyway. It was Christmas, wasn't it? It was freezing cold when I said that on the boat. I said, bugger it, I'm going to give up smoking. Have you any peeler tonight, Dave? Stephen, yes, I'm loaded with peeler, mate. I wouldn't go smooth round fishing without it. It's, I mean, don't get me wrong, towards the end of the season, when they're all really competing and the crab have all been munched, you'll catch them on squid and lug and squid baits, but beginning of the season like this, you're wasting your time. I mean, you'll get the odd small one, but we don't want that. We want a big old double. I've still got my short record so far is 18 pounds. So I'd like to beat it. Even if it's 18 and a half, it'll do me. I'd like to beat that, which is well doable on this mark. Very famous beach for the smooth hounds. The 18 I caught was down the western side of the Solent, but you'll get them here, no worries. That's what I've done. I'm expert at making them now. Oh yeah. Price of cigarettes these days. That's why I'm smoking rollies. That's why I'm smoking rollies, because what am I spending? I was smoking 20 a day cigarettes, and I was what's that? About 200 and something quid a month. It's ridiculous. So I spend about 40 quid a month now, because these rollies last me a long old time. Disgusting. But anyway, 18 pound. Bet that gave a great scrap. That's great. Steve, it went mental. I thought it was a stinger, to be honest. It was a much different fight to what a normal smooth hound is. It was slow and heavy. It was a big pregnant female, so I think it was you know, it wasn't energetic. It was slow and heavy. But I thought this is going to be a nice big old stinger. Once it got to the shore, it went mental, and it made it apparent that it was a smooth hound. Anyone selling live hermit around your way? Awesome hound bait. Not live hermit, no. Our local tackle shop used to stock frozen hermit. I never really had a great deal of joy on the hermit crab. But I mean, if you're not confident with the bait that you've got, you won't catch. You've got to be 100% confident in what you're taking down the beach is going to work. I mean, a lot of people just go down the beach with any old bait and just chuck it in, and hopefully they find a fish, and that does work. It does work, but I'm a specimen hunter. I pick a target that I want to go and find, and I'll go and find it. But I mean, you'll probably see, but you know, with the turbot, I was determined to find a turbot on the boat locally, and I must have done 9 sessions on it. I could not turn my head to anything else until I'd achieved that. And now I've given myself the target of finding a double figure one. We got up to £7 the other day, but I'm gonna have to keep trailing the boat down to Weymouth now to see if I can find one of them double figures. Don't know what the weed situation is going to be like here tonight. There's quite a lot of tide pumping through for a small tide. That's spot on comment, that Dave. Confidence is a big thing. It's a massive thing, mate. I mean, if you're not confident in the tackle that you're using, or confident in the bait you're using, you won't catch, because you won't fish how you think you should be fishing. You'll lose it in your head, you know. You've got to be you know, like when I was working today, I thought, look, I've got a load of peeler crab. It's an easterly breeze. That's a bit shit, but I know the beach, the best beach to go to and the best tackle to use for me to find a hound, so I've done that. Like a turbot hunt, it was quality. You like that, did you, Moto? It was a brilliant weekend. So the group of lads I was with, it's a boat group that we started last year called the Boat Pikeys. So there's a story behind it. So we had Jason Gillespie is one of my close friends, and he lives on his boat more than he does at home. You know, he'll go out fishing and he won't come home for 3 days. As long as he's got food and water, he'll stay out. So we called him a boat pikey, and that sort of escalated. And John Locker, the fish locker, you may know him as, he created a WhatsApp group called the Boat Pikeys, and he knocked up a load of hoodies for us. And we have a little meet up every now and then. And they're really good lads. There's about 8 of us in there. We've got Grant Jones from Hook Point magazine. He brings a lot to it. He really knows his stuff. We got John Locker. We got a guy called Dave Mordecai. We've got Jason Gillespie. We've got me, and we've got a guy called Ben Carter. He's a top bloke. He's like a gamekeeper, and he comes down with lots of lovely food for us to cook up on the beach. And he's got a boat he comes out on. He's quite a well-known angler down his way. My biggest hound is 13. That was on tiger prawn and rag. Tiger prawn works really well. Anything like that, sort of crustacean, well, you know, that's what the hounds are on. If there's no crab for them to feed on, they'll find something else to feed on. So it's a good bait. I mean, I've had them on shrimp and prawn that I've collected. You know, I've come down the beach before and gone, damn it, I've got me bait. I've got me crab. And I've jumped into the groin of a little net and I've had a mooch around and I've managed to find some shrimp and prawn, you know, like 20 in a net, and I'll use that. And I had an absolutely blinding session with the bass and the hounds. They went crazy for it. Good advice that, Dave. I agree on the hermit crab for smoothies too, yeah. Once this sun gets out of the way, at the moment I'm trying to shield you from the sun. Come on, Rods. What I'll generally do with this peeler crab is I'm not 100% confident we'll pick up a fish until about 8 o'clock. Once that sun dips and the tide starts flooding, that'll come into the golden hour and we'll start finding some fish. But at the moment, I'll leave a bait out longer than what I would normally. Probably stay out for half an hour, but they'll get washed out, but I'll just add another half a crab to it, just to keep that scent going. But and once it gets dark, I'm looking forward to sticking some of this fresh mackerel on. You'll be surprised how different a fresh mackerel to a frozen mackerel is. It's tenfold better. I mean, I've fished next to someone that's had fresh mackerel. Well, I'm using frozen, and I've blanked, and they've had maybe 11 or 12 species of fish catching it, using it. Can you show us how you prep and present your crabs, Dave? I can, mate. When I reel in, what I'll do is I'll show you exactly what I do with them. I think I do it slightly different to a lot of people, you know. I watch people just binding them on. I'll show you how I do it. It's quite an effective way of doing it. The way I do it is so it's releasing scent, but slowly. You know, I don't want a big hit and then the crab be washed out. I want it to release slowly over 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Do you peel your crab, Dave, or just bang them on? I will show you, Stephen Foster, I'll show you. Fresh mackerel head, close in, wicked bass bait every time, mate. All them big bass. If you are happy to sit there without a bite for that one special fish, big fresh mackerel bait close in, you could sit there for 5 hours with that floating around in the surf and nothing to pick it up. If something does pick it up, it'll be a special fish. Evening, Dave, good luck. Philip Brown, how are you, mate? Thank you very much. Peelers were always good back in the 80s, and Hillhead was good then. Moto, Hillhead is good now. It's one of the #1 spots in the UK for smoothhound. That's where the last record is caught. I think actually that was the old record. I think the record that stands at the moment is actually from Hayling Island. He's called Steve. I used to fish with him years ago. It's called Passy Steve, his name was. I think it was 20 something pound. It was a big fish. People overcast with bass and Mars. Dave, a lot of people that, when you're a nipper and you get into fishing, most people's first fish are bass. And it's because they can't cast and they're casting in short. Now, once everyone starts sort of picking up how to fish, everyone seems to have got in their head that, you know, I want to fish, you know, I want to be casting 150, 170 yards with bait. I want to get it right out there. I think it was £25. That's it, James. But when you're fishing the beach is the feature. The fish are coming in to feed on the beach. So a lot of people that, I mean, have got, I mean, don't get me wrong, there is some venues where you've got to cast a good distance to get onto certain features, like for instance Chesil. So if you want to get for the blonde rays, there's a sandbank, it's 180 yards. Only them top lads are getting to that. You know, the top prods of the UK that can cast crazy amounts of distance, are getting them fish. If I was to fish that, I used to be a big caster, I'm not anymore. But I always think that the beach is the feature. That's what the fish are coming in to feed on. That's what they're coming in to grab around on. So get your bait close in. I mean, what I also do is I've got navionics on my phone. So I will, when I'm fishing a mark that I've not fished before, look at the navionics and decide, you know, if I cast 100 yards, how deep is that? You know, is there any features around me? Is there any gullies? Is there any banks? And I'll look for that on the navionics and I'll try and get to something like that. And it does work. Third swell, fish run the grooves. Yeah, Moto, I sell peeler for £1 each. How much are you paying on the south coast? We pay, I mean, I've paid up to £1.50 a crab. I don't even know what I might even have the receipt in here. Let me have a look. No, I don't. I think I paid about £1.10 a crab, mate. I think I paid about £1.10. But I mean, I've seen people paying £2.50 for peeler crabs when it's really dire. What you'll get, and the tackle shops can't pick up the crab. What people are doing is they're finding them locally and then selling them on Facebook for like £2, and people are going for it because they're desperate to get out on the hounds. It's crazy. I mean, we've got, if the tackle shops don't have it, I always like to support my local tackle shop. So if I need bait or tackle, I'll go to them. But there is quite a few spots around here that I can, if I wanted to spend a couple of hours picking crab, I can find 20, 30 quite easily. But not until sort of mid-season. They peel quite late down there. The water temperature is not very warm. Are they popping, Dave, or you got to bring them on? They're fully popping, mate. What I'll do, I'll reel in a minute. We'll leave that out for another 10 minutes. How long have we been live now? 46 minutes. I'll leave them out another 10 minutes, and then I'll bring it in. I'll show you exactly how I bait them up. I'm no big caster. I know I've had a £12 2 small eye from Bexley, only 100 yards out. Yeah, the small eye will come in closer. So the blonde rays that are down there's a sandbank, and it's about 150 yards. I mean, I've had rays close in. They will deviate from that mark. But the people that are catching the 20, 25 pound blonde rays, it's because there's sand eel on that. I know, I've gone across it on my boat. There's sand eel on that sandbank. And if there's sand eel, the blondes and all the other rays will be on there feeding on them. My rarest fish was a red mullet from Gosport Ferry. And my mate had a harbour record common sole, £3 2 ounces. A common sole, so what, do you mean a Dover sole? We had some big Dover sole last year. I think you might have been on the lives with us. I had a £3 7 ounce on the boat last year. Oh, that was on one of Will's lives, actually, on local marks. Please show support, Richard. Well done, mate. And Moto, there is, once we get to sort of early September, there's a few beaches down there. I mean, if you're local, you say Gosport Pier, you had that, didn't you? My rarest was Gosport Ferry. If you're local, get yourself down Mozzarella Joe's in Portsmouth. There's a little sailing club there, or a little kayaking sort of club with some concrete steps behind it. Between that and Mozzarella Joe is a short amount of beach. And you're fishing into the channel. If you get on the side of that channel, we've had loads of red mullet on there, and I've had some quite decent ones as well. And you returned it to Top Man. Hi Dave, hello Richard. What? Diane, how's it going? All right? I did return it as well, mate. Yeah, Dave, you're on the. I'm not taking a fish at that. It's a big breeding fish. I've got slots that'll take fish. So for instance, for bass, anything over £3 but under £7, because they've had a chance to breed. Anything over £7 for a bass is going to be, it's an old fish. It's going to be ropey. It's not going to be top grade food. So why take it when it's a good breeding fish? You know, get it back. I think everyone should. In America, they do that. They have slot fish. In Norway, they do it as well. So, for instance, halibut. I think it's got to be over 1 metre, but under 2.5 metres, because I mean, you get 300-400 pounders. But what they've done a load of test studies on it, and a 300-pound halibut, the meat has got a lot of toxins in it. It's an old fish. It's been filtering the sea through its gills for many years, and the meat is riddled with toxins. So they don't bother keeping them. They'll go back. But there's that slot where the fish has already had its breeding season. You know, it's chucked out a load of eggs or whatever, and it's not too big that it's gammy. So it's a good way of doing it, and it's brilliant for the stocks. Good advice. Cheers, mate. I think that's closed due to sea defence works. Oh, is it closed? Of course they're doing a load of sea defence down there, aren't they? Steve Cullen, that's it, Roxy. £28.10. Was it that big? £28. Pasty Steve. He doesn't do a great deal of fishing anymore. He's got a young family now. He does a bit of bass lure fishing for bass, but he doesn't do a great deal else, I don't think. Dave, it's so refreshing to hear someone talking a lot of sense on a live session, and I hope you get a few hounds. Cheers, Dave. Thank you, mate. I went to fish a restaurant and asked for an octopus. I was told it takes 2 hours to cook because the water gets hot. It reaches over and turns the gas off. Very good. We've got 81 people in the chat. Inglorious, how we doing, mate? You all right? We're having a hound hunt, my old mush. Same as big lobsters, they take rough. Yeah, big lobsters do. Now, I did get a string of lobster pots. I was going to start running them, but what I ended up doing is I put them quite close to commercial pots. Not close, in a similar area. And I left it for 24 hours. And when we came back, the pots are gone. It gets, in our area, if someone, it's almost people who have claimed their areas where their pot should go. It's ridiculous. There's a very small boat out there. Looks like a little half-sunken sib. Inglorious. John sends his love. Nice turbot fishing the other day. Oh, mate, it was brilliant. We don't get them locally, really. Oh, man, I had that one locally, but I dragged the boat up to Weymouth. It's about a 2-hour drive for the boat on the back. Onto the Shambles. Very famous mark for the turbot. The biggest one our lads had, there was 4 boats with us. It was 10.5 pounds. It was an absolute clonker, mate. A little bit concerning about this little boat out there. got a motor on the back because he's moving, but it's proper low in the water. I reckon it's something to do. There's a little sailing race going down there. He's gone to one of the boys, so he must be the safety boat. Fucking hell. That ain't good. I lost a monster Saturday. No way, did ya? Yeah, we lost a few fish. I mean, I think I had on the boat over the 2 days. Well, I binned it off halfway through the second day because I got a migraine. But over the day and a half out fishing, we had 14 on my boat. Biggest about £7, but it was the average stamp was about sort of £3 or £4. It was good fun. My mate and another boat done 2 days down there 2 weeks ago. A few turbot. Yeah, I like to pick the small tides down there. I've been on there before on my mate's boat, so I've never taken my boat down there. But people seem to think you want big tides down there, but you're drifting at like 3 knots. That's interesting actually. Inglorious. What do you find? What drift speed do you find you're picking up the turbot on? Is Brembridge Ledge still good for bream, etc.? It is, mate. Yeah, any rough ground is good for the bream once they're in. I mean, I was catching a load of black bream last night, but they were all on they're on a little sandbank actually. But I was targeting something completely different. 1.4 knots, Berkey says. See, our general drift was sort of between 1.5 and 2 knots on the small tides down there. And if the bank is, you're fishing in, like the gullies will be about 60 foot, and then they'll come up to about 30, 20, and they'll drop down to 50, 60, do you know what I mean? 0.5 to 1.5 knots, my favourite speed. Yeah, see, them smaller tides are the better ones, I think, mate. Grew up toe there, mate, Isle of Wight. You grew up on Isle of Wight, Roxy. Fair play. It's a beautiful place. If it had the work, I mean, there's not enough work on there for me, but if it had the work, I'd live on the Isle of Wight, no worries. 100%. I've got a lot of good friends on the island, a lot of good fishermen. How far are you lobbing the peeler out? I'm casting about 80 yards at the moment. Once that tide gets up, I might drop it in a little bit closer, but at the moment, about 80 yards. Berkey, 1.4 knots, yeah. How far, yeah. Right, what we'll do is we'll bring in that first rod I sent out, and I'll show you how I bait up these peeler for the people that were asking. Now, that's never good. The whelks are in on the baits. It's never a good sign when whelks are in on the baits. It's got plenty of time for them to find it before a decent fish. Right. Let's show you how I do this. Let's move this camera down a little bit. Right, I take the legs off. A lot of people keep them on, I take them off. But I do keep them because once it gets up towards the end of the night, if I run out of peel, I'll start tipping it at the legs. So this is popping already, so I just crack the edges and lift that top shell off. And then I take these sides off as well. Get them off. Sometimes you can peel the bottom, depending on how. This is going to be quite a difficult one. It wasn't quite ready. There you go. Right, then. Can you see this all right, guys? Yeah? What I do is that's the front of the crab, that's the eyes. I snip it about halfway through with a pair of scissors. Like that. That's killed the crab straight away. And then I open that up almost into a longer bait. And then I feed the crab through the back. And I open that crab out onto the hook like that. And then get your elastic. And start whipping it on. You can see at the moment that hook's able to move up and down through the crab. I'll show you how I stop that as well in a minute. Then what I do to stop that hook being able to move up and down like that, I go round the hook and then round the bait. Round the hook, round the bait. Do that about 10 times. And then just whip up. You'll find that that hook is absolutely solid in there now, can't move up and down. And then, at the moment I'm fishing pennel. You don't have to fish pennel, but what I've got on the hook is I've got a little bit of rubber sleeve. Now a lot of people put the line through that, but I don't bother. I slide that down over the top of the stem of the hook, and then go round the hook with the line 4 times and back through the bait. That rubber stops that hook sliding up and down, stops that line coming undone, and that is your peeler crab bait. There we go, that's how we do it. That's what I do, only I bring the hook out of the leg socket. That's what a lot of people do, they'll bring that hook through the leg socket and out the other side. I'll do that with hardbacks on the boat, not with me peelers. Right, let's get him sent out there. I wish I got a rag with. Oh, I have got a rag with us. Hey. Right, let's get that bait out. Sun's starting to drop. Oh, 4-7 Jason, buddy. That's what I do. Blah blah. How do I get the sting? Hi, Dave. Do you get stingers down there? Kevin, we do get stingers down here, mate. Yeah, we do. How are you all tonight? 90 in the chat. Loads of you coming on tonight. Hopefully we can show you a few hounds tonight. It's only there's a couple of people fishing down there. Normally this beach would be rammed. It's a little bit worrying. I'm a little bit out of touch with the beach fishing. Get all sorts down here. You get congers, bass, rays, lots of fish run through here. If you're watching the background, cheers JD, how you doing, mate? All right? The twitching hour approaches. Yeah, you've got it, Steve. once that sun reaches about there, that's when we'll start finding them fish. What's the time now? Once it drops down like that, reach an hour. That's, I don't know if you can see it very well on the camera. Can't really. That's Fawley Power Station in the background down there. There used to be a big chimney. They knocked it down, which is mad. When I'm coming in the boat, the chimney is always what I use to, I used to turn all the lights off in the boat and then just steam towards that chimney to get up into my my marina. Looks like there's a little shoal of mackerel coming through down there. Nah. Someone's chucking in food, I think. Golden hour. Yeah. We've got about another 7 peeler left. 7 good baits, but we've got a load of fresh mackerel. Can't wait till the hounds turn up in our area. Stephen Foster, what is your area? When do you start finding them hounds, mate? Look, see these legs? If you snap the joints, you can pull off these little soft legs. Now for flounder fishing, that is deadly. If you get some ragworm, there you go, look, little soft peeler leg. If you get your ragworm and then tip it with 4 or 5 little peeler crabs, you'll find the bigger flounder. Hi Dave, I hope you're well, mate. Dave, how would you hook on a hardback crab, please? Nigel, yeah, I'm okay, mate. I hope you're well. What I do is I take the claw off on one side and the legs off on one side, and then the 2 back legs. And then I'll just send a hook through the 2 back leg sockets. What you'll find is if you take the legs off on one side, they'll try and swim side on. And cause what I was found with the hardbacks, we've done it in shallow water. If you leave all the legs on, once they get down onto any sand, they'll bury themselves in the sand. So if you only leave half the legs on, they can't do it, and they twitch out. It's a good way of doing it. And just like I said, take the 2 back legs off, and then put the hook through the socket. You can put a little bit of elastic on if you want, but if you're on the boat, you won't need that. Only if you're casting. Mountain Man, how you doing, mate? Cut them in half, get 14 baits. Yeah. Start catching them big time in the Bristol Channel. Up West Cumbria, mate. Oh, yeah. Can't wait for them tuna down west. Dave Schofield, are you going to get the boat down there, mate? Are you going to take it down there and have a little go for them? What's mad, this beach, if you sit here for a few hours and pick through these stones, you find quite a lot of shark's teeth. Fossilised shark's teeth. Imagine the time where there were sharks running through the Solent. Big sharks. I mean, we found them. We found teeth this sort of size. Not sure, but booked on Dan Hawkins for my birthday. Nice one, mate. Oh, you wait till you get into that pain locker. It's good fun for the first half an hour, and then it's just pure pain when you're hooked up to them big tuna. But I love it. There's so much doubt going through your mind while you're doing it. After an hour and a half, when your arms are completely knackered, your legs are completely knackered, people have got to hold onto your harness because you can't even stand up anymore. I mean, a lot of the lads have got fighting chairs on them big charters, but you don't have to use them, I don't think. I prefer stand-up gear for it. But the amount of times you think, oh, why am I doing this? I'm going to cut the line, I can't win. But you do win. You have to find another burst of energy. But, I mean, I had one, £620, and it absolutely beat the hell out of me. Oh, Dave, do you have a preferred depth to fish your baits for the porgies? Going southwest. If you're down the southwest, mate, then, I mean, locally, I want to be in about 130 to 160 foot of water. But, I mean, they do come in close. Hello, all right?
Yeah, you caught anything yet?
No, not yet.
You wait for the sun to go down?
I am.
Yeah.
It always fish better when it's dark, eh?
Yeah. I think... What are you trying to catch?
Smooth hounds.
Pardon?
It's called a smooth hound.
Oh, I've heard of it.
It's a type of shark.
Oh,
Yeah.
big?
This sort of size.
In the waters.
Yeah. They've got no teeth.
So really far out, or?
As far out as you can chuck it, mate.
I mean, how far would you say they are out?
I'm casting 80 yards.
So quite far?
That's quite far, yeah.
Let's see if I can see the bobber.
Eh?
Is it called a bobber?
A bobber? No, I'm not using a float. Yeah, no, I'm fishing on the bottom with a lead.
Oh.
You're on a live feed, by the way.
Alright. Yeah, my mum's just said they were looking for plastic.
Oh yeah,
and
good shout.
going on the rocks.
You collecting plastic at the beach?
Yes.
Well done, lad. That's good. It's a shame to see it on the beach, isn't there?
Pardon?
It's a shame to see it on the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a really cool fossil thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to see a crystal?
You got a crystal as well, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, you have, look.
Yeah.
Well done.
I have a nice button for spotting crystals.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Come on, see you later.
Take care, mate.
Bye.
That's nice to see lads picking up rubbish from the beach, eh? Robert Jen, how's it going, mate? John Lucker will tell you how tired he was after 2. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. Yeah, sorry, lucky angler. Going back to the porgies. Down west, a lot of the lads will fish the... You can find small bits of reef in about 80 to 100 foot of water. Have a few drifts off it around it with your sounder and just see if there's anything big on the bottom. But they find them on the shallower reefs out there. But we don't have that kind of we don't have that sort of water around here. We've got, once you get around the back of the island, once you get sort of a mile or two out, it just goes to flat, barren ground, and it's just a lot of wrecks. And generally, you'll find the porgies have big groups of wrecks. Lots of food for them on, lots of food for them on them. You fishing Sea Angler Classic this year, Dave? No, am I hell, mate? No. It's I won't go into it too much, but no, I'm not fishing it. A lot of you'll find a lot of the lads that fished it last year wouldn't be fishing it this year. The only thing I found it good for was meeting a lot of lads on the beach, a lot of lads on the boat that we'd been speaking to on Facebook for a while, but never met up. Hello.
All right.
Oh, yeah, I'm all right. You said.
You're not the guy we met before, are you?
No.
No. We met some guy down in down at Hill Head doing live stream fishing.
I probably know who that is.
What's his name?
Was it Local Marks?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. Local Marks.
Yeah.
You're not him.
I'm not him, no.
Oh, well, we're picking up rubbish.
Well done.
Yeah, well,
It's a shame to see it on the beach.
horrible, isn't it?
It is, yeah. We always have a good tidy up and down the beach once we finish our
Good for you.
our
Good
sessions.
attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you hoping to catch?
Smooth hound.
Oh, same as the guy up there.
Yeah.
He's waiting
It's,
for the sun to go down. Again.
That's it. Yeah, there's a hot spot along here.
Right, Mother, enjoy.
Thank you. Take care.
Monopoly. Oh yeah, Monopoly house. Brilliant.
Just wanted to say hello, Janice. How you doing? All right. Nice to see youngsters picking up rubbish. It is. It is nice to see. And welcome everyone that's on for our feed, our live feed. We don't do a great deal of live feeds, but it would be a pretty slow edit video. This would be, so I thought, why not get on a live and answer a few questions and meet a few new people that are coming on. I've had loads of new subscribers over the last sort of couple of weeks. It's nice to see. Was a lot more people on the beach like them. Yeah, I'm with you there, mate. In the summer, if you sit down and just watch the crowds, you'll be surprised how many people open up a sandwich, packs on the floor, open up a packet of crisps, bury straight under the shingle. Mental, mate. Anyone that's grown up around the sea and around the beach, they're not like that. It's visitors. Robbie Jen, have you had any tope out yet, mate? Will you be trying for threshers this year? Kevin, every year. Every year I'll be trying for freshers. Yes, I will, mate. We didn't manage one last year, unfortunately. I had 2 the year before, but we didn't manage any freshers last year. But I was a bit late. I was involved in the Sea Angler Classic, and I should have been out that week, really. There was quite a few freshers jumping when we were fishing, but I was stuck catching bream and smooth hounds. It was a shame, really. If you wondered what I'm doing here, I'm just picking all of these peeler crab legs. Give myself another bait here, doing this. All right, Dave, Stingray Steve here. Enjoy the chat. Looks a lovely evening. The Stingray Steve? Not Jason's mate, Stingray Steve. It's like that down Cornwall when I go on holiday, makes my blood boil. Just put it in the bins. It's so easy to do, mate. Just stick it in a bin. It's so easy to do. I can't get my head round why people wouldn't do it. It's mental. So disrespectful. I mean, don't get me wrong. As an angler, you're going to miss stuff sometimes. You know, what I always tend to do is, once I've packed up, is stand back and search a beach over. But I mean, you will miss stuff every now and then. But people just do it bone idly. It's just ridiculous. "20 minutes for that sun to go," Mark B. You got it, mate. You got a bet on with Will for first fish. Is he live already? I haven't got a bet on, no. Make a lovely thumbnail, that background. Take a screenshot. If it's going to be a good thumbnail, take a screenshot, mate. Send it over. Send it on my Facebook. Hi, mate. Stingray Steve, how are you, mate? Are you coming down? Jason was telling me you had a bit of a bad neck or bad back. Are you going to come down on the south coast and have a go for the stingers this year? He's live, is he? Yeah. We're going to bring in this second rod in a second, just get a bit of fresh bait on it. We're coming into that hour. Won't be long now. Hopefully, mate. Hopefully. We buffered then, didn't we? Hoping so, mate. Car trouble at the mo, but as soon as it's sorted, I'll be down. Hopefully not long. Give us a shout when you're down. Be nice to see you, mate. It's nice to see you live. Thank you. Will is live. Got you go on the laptop watching Will on the telly at the same time. I bet that's hectic, isn't it? Singer on the beach fishing and a guitar fishing on the beach. get a nice big one on, I reckon. Come on, we need one of them hounds to pick up these baits. As you watching Will on telly, the laptop. What a lovely sunset picture is. Crystal clear. Brilliant. Is that a good photo? Right, let's get this bait out. We're back. Are we back? We keep buffering. That's not good. Not a problem earlier. Is everything, all the pictures still okay and all that, and the audio? That sun Can you hear the guitar playing? Just 6 more likes for the 100. All good here. Picture's good and sounds good. Nice one, guys. We weren't buffering earlier on, and we seem to be buffering a little bit now. Come on, we need one of them fish. Dave, do you get an early run with Sol? No, not particularly, mate. I mean, you'll pick up the odd 1 or 2 here and there, but I won't start fishing for the Sol until sort of September time. I mean, I've had one out on the place banks in, I think we're in, it's probably in May actually, yeah. But I wouldn't target them, mate. There is some places to get them. I mean, I bet if you fish Southampton water enough, up near Magazine Lane and Town Quay, I bet there's a few resident fish there you'd pick up. If you get 100 likes, you singing? No. No, I'm not. No, we don't do any of that on this channel. It's just a fishing channel. I know Will, he's a good entertainer. It's not just about the fishing, it's about the entertaining. But we just concentrate on a bit of fishing. All right. Janice, no worries, I didn't take it that way. JD, the moderating angler, hi fella. We'll give it a go tomorrow evening. The wall busy, Dave? Is the wall busy? I'm not sure, I'm not on the wall, mate. But going by this, there's not a great deal of people down here, and this would normally be absolutely rammed. But it's early. 1st of May, it's early. It is early, but let's give it a go. One more like. One more like for that 100. I'm hoping we don't get the dreaded weed. It's still quite a small tide, so I'm hoping the weed's not going to be a problem. But that red puby stuff I just reeled in, it's 105 likes. Thank you very much, everyone. There you go. Smash your 100 likes. You'll have to get Will to do a song for my 100 likes. I can see a very light buffering. Are we still buffering, mate? Yeah, we keep buffering. Usually the signal's quite good down here. Dave's a better singer. Oh, I don't know about that. I can't sing. Yeah, there's a very likely beach shelter down there I can see in the background that I think could be Will. But I'm not sure. It's 2nd of May in Cumbria, Dave. Is it the 2nd of May today? Just done it, Dave. Diggers. Willie's singing, can you hear him? I've missed a little bit of this chat because, no I haven't. I thought it's been buffering, so I missed a little bit. Tell you what, on the next bait, I might get a little bit of fresh mackerel out there. Come on, fish. It's going to happen in a minute. Willie's straight ahead. Is he? I can see a very likely bait shelter. I haven't asked him where he's fishing today. Coming off here, and thank you. Janice, take care. Cheers for popping in. Thank you very much. Dave's a bit. Thanks for popping in, Janice. Looks like someone's reeling in a fish down there. I'm gonna be doing a live Q&A, hopefully this week. I'm getting a lot of messages asking me about the boat fishing, on how I would determine whether it's safe to go out in conditions, what safety gear I use, you know, when I'm out solo, what I take with me, and how I determine where to fish considering the weather. So what we're targeting, Dave, hounds. Yes, mate, Robbie, we are looking for an early hound. So anyway, I'm going to do a live Q&A. Maybe Friday night, if all goes well. If not, we'll do an early part of next week, but we're going to do one. Just, I can't keep up with the messages. And I don't want to miss anyone out, so I've asked a lot of people just to keep an eye out for a live, and we'll do a Q&A and explain it all. Robbie, are you still there, mate? Have you had any taupe yet, mate? Have you been hunting them? Been perfect tides this weekend, hasn't it? For certain marks. Yeah, mate, still here. Come on, hounds. Love to see one run off with them baits any second. I haven't, mate. I'm away at the moment in sunny Tenerife. This week would be the one if I was though. Yeah, I know, mate. It's little tides, isn't it? Sunning yourself in Tenerife. You're with the family or with the lads, mate? You lucky git. Wish I brought a drink down on me. Dying of thirst here. Like the Stony. Like the Stony. Not sure what you mean there, Mark B. Come on, hounds. Cap. Oh, the Stony Cap. Family last minute thing, decided to get away. Back next week. I'm going to be out on the tope and stingers if you fancy it. I could get talked into it, mate. I could get talked into it. Get on the beach. I struggle with beach sessions these days. I do struggle. Because, I mean, with the boat, if I sit on a mark and I ain't fishing, I'm off and I can move. And I'll find the fish. But with beach fishing, you either have a good session or you don't. Which I suppose is good sometimes. You pump a lot of time and effort into targeting a certain species, and if it pays off, it's a good sense of achievement. Do you get tope off the shore there, Dave? We do, mate, yeah. Stephen, we do. We do get tope off the shore. You get an early run, and then you get like a spring run and then a summer run. Very hit and miss. I mean, there is some lads that'll have 3 out in a night. There's some people that'll fish. I mean, I've had 3 sessions. I mean, we get pestered by them on the boats, so they don't appeal to me too much sometimes. I mean, I'll have a few sessions on them, but it would be nice to get one off the beach. I've never had one on the beach. I had a little tiny thing before. Yeah. We need a fish. We really need a fish. How long have we been fishing now? We've only been fishing an hour. Maybe when it starts getting a bit darker, we'll find them. Tide's got on the flood now nicely. Always flying towards the top of the tide is good for them for the hounds, but there's some marks you can fish low tide from, and you'll have it off. There's a little mark called Hillhead Spit. If you've got waders, it's a brilliant hound mark. But while you're fishing for the hounds, you pick up the thornbacks as well down there, or vice versa. A lot of the lads go down there specifically for the thornbacks. Well, they used to. I don't know if people fish it very often these days. I don't see people out on a spit when I'm on the boat. Very often. Used to be absolutely rammed. You're lucky if you've got a spot down there. We've been doing a lot of fishing this weekend. Fish Saturday, fish Sunday, fish Monday, and I'm fishing tonight as well. To the despair of the other half. We had dinner earlier and I said, oh, I might just pop out. She's like, go on, another one. Another session on the beach. Yeah, why not? Come on, get out. We're running low on charge, yeah? Shag, I lost your number, but I'll be sorting out the shed at my mum's over the next couple of weeks. And there's going to be some boaty stuff in there if you want it, like spare nav lights and other bits and bobs. Give me a shout, mate. Send me a message on Facebook and I'll pop you my number again. But yeah, I'll have a little look through if you've got some bits and bobs that you're getting rid of. We keep buffering, it's driving me crazy. Have you not still got the boat, John? Come on, hounds. Where are you? Oh. Can't believe I've got 2 hoodies on already. I've got to put another fleece on in beginning of May. It'll be roasting hot now. The fishing windows. No, mate, sold it. Got a baby due next few weeks. Oh, of course you have, mate. Yeah. You know, you can still have a boat and a baby. Might freshen up that other rod in a sec. I've got a load of. I've been sitting here picking these peeler crab legs. Might stick a load of them on in a minute. Buffering again. Can't believe how much we're buffering. It's ridiculous. All good here. Oh, it's not buffering for you. It keeps coming up with a buffering sign with me. No issues here. Oh, really? Well, that's good. Get some lights set up in a minute. So who's out fishing this week? Is anyone doing anything? Or have you got plans for the weekend? What's your fishy plans? Be nice to see what everyone's thinking about doing if they're getting out and wetting the line. Or is everyone getting drunk for the coronation? Lots of street parties going on, I imagine, this weekend. Plans to fish Bream Comp in South Sea Marina Sunday. Oh, that'd be good, mate. That will be good. I don't do a lot of competitions myself. I like Are we buffering again? I don't do a lot of competitions. Are you getting buffering? Is anyone still getting buffering? Or is everyone seems to... Or is it just my screen that's doing it? Keep saying unable to connect. Yeah, it is buffering. There you go, mate. Are we back? Are we back now? Is everything all good? Shady's back. I don't know how to restart it. It just keeps saying reconnect. You come into Cornwall much? Fishing Padstone, I'll be in Cornwall in September. I'm coming down for the Shark Con. I'm coming down for the Shark Con 15th, 16th, 17th of September. I might come down a few days early as well. Just now and again. Right, I'm going to get some fresh bait before we get started. Let's get a fresh bait on. I went to pull the... well, I'm going to restart the live somehow because it keeps buffering there. Bear with me.